Today, we've got a very special friend with us, Miss Maura McGraw, our super agent all the way from Mobile, Alabama. Maura, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I'm so excited to be here. And yes, I've loved working with you guys and the Invest Success team, probably because I've been a full-time investor myself since 2018, flipped over 150 houses. And so I've seen how Jim and Tim teach, and I can attest that their method is awesome. I think that how they are teaching people to flip houses is the correct method, and doing it very hands-on in the projects is unique and really needed in this space. So I'm really excited and honored to be able to work with you guys. Before I was in real estate, I was an officer in the Marine Corps for 10 years. But my husband and I, we wanted to get off of active duty and be able to have a family. So we both transitioned into different aspects of real estate. And now we have a family. We have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I love what I do. I still am investing full time. And as an agent, I work exclusively with investors. And I love what I do, and it still allows me enough flexibility to be a great mom for my kids and never have to miss important moments. So that's a little bit about me.
And what we love about Maura the most is we say it probably 50 times a day. I don't know. I say it so much. She is truly an investor-friendly agent. She knows what we're doing, and that's why working with her, when she sends us a deal, we know we don't have to do too much work because she already, and now that we've done, I think we've worked together on about 5-6 projects. She's got our mindset. She knows what we're going to do even before we get to tour the house. She goes, okay, Jim, look here, look at that. But we were going to say something, Tim?
Yeah. Hey, Maura, tell us about the Mobile market and what's going on down there. We obviously went down there because Jim lived there for 15 years. He has family down there. He loves it. I had, to tell the truth, had never heard of Mobile, Alabama. I mean, I had, but I had never even thought about going down there in my real estate career. What is it that makes Mobile special? What are you seeing? And, just give us kind of a rundown on the market.
Okay, so much is happening down here in Mobile, Alabama. We saw a huge surge in our general area population during the macro trend that you're seeing, the rise of the Sun Belt. So when you hear about people migrating from the colder northern climates down here to the south, Mobile, Alabama is, if you guys don't know, it's in the very southern part of Alabama, right near the Gulf Coast. And what a lot of people don't even know is that here in Alabama, we actually have beautiful beaches. Having not grown up in Alabama myself, I can't say that I knew that growing up, but we have some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, beautiful temperate weather, and really, really affordable cost of living. So across the United States, you saw this trend of people migrating down here that was kind of accelerated during COVID. And Mobile and Baldwin County have been in the top 5 fastest growing MSAs in the country for the past 7 years, and it's not slowing down at all. The secret has gotten out that you can have a great lifestyle, you can live near the beach, but still be close enough to several major cities, actually, Mobile, Pensacola, and not that far away, New Orleans. And you can have a really nice, affordable cost of living for your family, enjoy all the amenities of the ocean and a major city. And as an investor, what's great is that the house prices are very affordable and they cash flow really well. This is one of those markets that's maybe a little lesser known that still cash flows really, really well. Like a lot of the projects that I help Jim and Tim with, we can buy in around $100,000 or less, put around $30,000 into it, sell for around $200,000. And in the event that, the market turned or we couldn't sell, you can still rent those for $1,500 to $2,000 a month. So we always have a viable plan B for all of our projects, or it could be plan A if you're looking for a more passive approach to investing. So that's a big picture. On a smaller scale, there's so much going on here. The city's investing so much into the area. But that's a little bit of an overview of Mobile.
I was thinking, Jim, we probably shouldn't air this ever. We shouldn't tell everybody about what's going on down there.
We don't want the competition. We want to keep this the best kept secret. So we may be blowing it here.
Although there's always another deal. So
there's
it's
always
not that big
another.
of a
We're
deal.
finding it. Like I say, we made, thanks to Maura's great detective work, we found several deals. We've got 2 pending offers. We got 2 pending offers on our houses right now as of today. We've got an offer in on a house, and we're looking at 3 others, I believe. So it's a big time, and you got fresh seafood down there. And one thing that Tim discovered is boiled peanuts.
No.
You have to tell them about the story about boiled peanuts.
No, we will not tell the boiled peanut story. You can look it up on our Facebook
YouTube
page somewhere. Boiled peanuts are not good, everybody. So all you Coloradans that go down to Mobile, do not try the boiled peanuts.
See, we've got to get Maura up here and introduce her to Rocky Mountain oysters. See?
Oh, I will love those. I love oysters. So
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, those are not, you know what? I just remembered what those are. Those are not, you know what? No, thank you.
Tim did a peanut.
No.
Come on.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
No, I'm not going to fall for that. No.
So, Maura, I know there's a bunch of infrastructure coming into Mobile as well, and that's one of the reasons we're there. I did break one cardinal rule. Usually when I talk about it, out-of-state investing, a direct flight to wherever you're going is really important. Mobile does not have a direct flight from Denver yet. Hopefully they'll see us going down there enough that that'll happen. But what we've learned, Jim and I have learned, is we can do red eyes or we can do real early mornings and still get into Mobile about noon and still get a lot of stuff done if we don't take the red eye. So what's Mobile doing with their downtown area, the shipbuilding, the airport, stuff like that?
So luckily your complaint is shared across Alabama and Mobile, and we are in the middle of a huge airport relocation and expansion project. So Mobile Regional Airport is moving into the Brookley Aero Complex, and it's going to be about 5 times as big as it currently is, with way more flights, a much larger footprint, and a lot more direct flights. So of course this is a huge international. Yeah, it's going to be an international airport. So it's a huge positive change for the city. Everybody is so excited about it. Of course, it's going to take a few years, but it's in motion right now. And obviously for investors, I think there's a lot to take advantage of there. If you know that this is happening and you know the area, it's like, okay, it's probably a good time to buy close to where this big airport expansion is going in. So a lot of positive things are happening there. And then the port also, we've been having for the past several years, a big port dredging and expansion project that should be finished up in the next year or so. And once we're finishing up essentially widening and deepening the port, it'll be the 8th largest port in the United States. So
that's a ship line coming out there too, right?
Yep. We brought back Carnival Cruise Line this year, and I think that several more are going to come as we finish this big project. And along with that, with these projects, you're seeing a lot of the surrounding infrastructure expand as well. We also brought back rail. So Amtrak now has been brought back to the area. They have a really cool roll-on, roll-off facility at the port so that, their overall logistics infrastructure is improved so that containers coming off the ships can roll right onto the trains. So I think Mobile is really going to position itself as an international logistics hub, which is going to be great for the city and great for business overall. So those are some of the big things that are happening here right now.
And Maura, we talked about our deals in that 100K to 200K range, but there are some other higher end properties around. You can go to the other side of the bay to Fairhope, and those areas, and then you can get down to the beach. Tell us about Fairhope. Tell us about the beach area too. There's some opportunities down there that are really intriguing.
Yes. So you have Mobile County, which is on one side of Mobile Bay. Then right across the bay, you have Baldwin County. And Baldwin County is actually the one that is seeing the biggest population growth right now. And that's where, a lot of these higher end properties are. In Daphne, Spanish Fort, in Fairhope, you have some of the best school systems in Alabama, and you have a lot of wealth in those areas, and it's growing and growing and growing. And then not far from that, you have Foley and Gulf Shores. So like I was saying in the beginning, we have some really, really beautiful beaches, and there's a ton going on at the beach as well. Of course, there's, the Gulf Shores has been popular. Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, if you ever heard of Orange Beach, have been popular for a while. But right now we're putting in this brand new Margaritaville resort complex in Gulf Shores. So even more people are coming to the beach, and we are seeing property that almost across the board in Baldwin County, you're seeing expansion and property values increase. We've seen a ton of big businesses come in and bring distribution centers into Mobile and Baldwin County. A lot of big grocery store chains. Aldi brought in a big distribution center. There's several new big plants one's about to open in Bay Minette, a big aluminum plant, several other distribution centers. So you're across the board seeing a lot of growth. And we have the high end. You have multi-million-dollar beachfront properties here in Fairhope. You have, I think, the lowest you're going to find in Fairhope is probably in the high threes, but usually our average price is in the sixes and 700,000. So we do really have a broad range of product depending on what you're looking for. You can find great flips in both sides of the county, both counties, I guess, just kind of depending on what you're looking for.
And if you want to just travel there, or if you be an investor, Airbnb is kind of like the wild, wild west. Alabama in that area is very Airbnb friendly. Why would I want to go to Mobile on a vacation? They've got the beaches. We talked about that. We've got the world famous Floribama. Anytime we fly into Pensacola, it's almost we're either stopping on the way in or stopping on the way out. You've got Mardi Gras. And just a little bit of trivia, Mardi Gras started in Mobile, not New Orleans. Mobile is a more family-friendly. New Orleans took it and put it on crack, so it's crazy. Joe Cane Day, he's buried in Mobile. So there's a lot of stuff to do in Mobile. Fishing, Tim, every time we go, he's got a fishing pole in there, and I have to take him to a beach every time we go down there. It's either Pensacola, Gulf Shores, but there's a lot of stuff to do in Mobile. There's a lot of museums, parks. It's a good place to visit, and it's just a great place. So if you want to either have some place to travel, buy you an Airbnb, you've got a place to stay down. We go down there. One of us, if not both of us, are down there every month we've been down there every month since May. So we're racking up the sky miles. I'm selling him on Delta finally. he's kind of warming up to Delta, so it's not that far away. It's a good destination.
Maura, let's talk about this. All this good stuff, right? All this great stuff going on, but real estate's still real estate. Real estate investing is still investing. What are some of those things down there in Mobile that people, if they're looking to invest, should be watching out for?
Okay, one unique thing about Mobile is that you can't just look at your zip codes and know exactly what you're going to get in every single zip code. Things really vary almost street to street in Mobile, which can make it a little bit challenging as an outside investor. You can't just say, I want to invest in Midtown Mobile, and you kind of have a clear idea of what you're going to find. That's not the case. You have to really kind of pinpoint certain streets and neighborhoods and really have a team that you trust and knows the area, knows what they're doing. There are definitely certain areas I would say to avoid just for, crime. Just like any city, we have some areas that have higher crime rates than others. But I think a difficult thing about Mobile, which is not the case in every real estate market, is the aspect of street to street, things really change. You can't just say, I want to invest in 36609 and trust that you're going to be good. You need to know the street. You probably need to either have someone on the ground that's going to look and see it for you or see it for yourself.
Tim learned that on our very first introductory tour where I took him down and introduced him to Mobile. I was driving, he had his cell phone, go here, go there, and he's like, it's the same neighborhood, but look at the values. It's like, yeah, it's the same neighborhood, but 2 blocks over. Sometimes it's one little neighborhood street, not a major street. And when we first got started, he was like, oh, I found a great one. Look at this comp. And Mara's like, I don't know about that. And we've also, part of our network in Mobile is we've aligned ourselves with Mobile County's top appraiser there. And he said he probably does 90% of the appraisals there. He came in our boot camp in Mobile, gave an awesome presentation on the different neighborhoods in Mobile. But, he's in our back pocket. So when Tim and I go, and Mara's like, he's like, hey, buddy, what do you think? He's like, well, look out for this, look out for that. This neighborhood's up and coming. This is a little stable. This one's going down. So that's another benefit of whatever city you go to out of state, even in town. Get to learn those neighborhoods. And it's just as important as learning your numbers is learn the neighborhoods. And don't, again, we've said it before, but don't overdevelop your project. You don't want to put $1,000 or $1 million bathroom into a $500,000 house. The neighborhoods support that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Maura, we got about 2 minutes left. Tell us what we need to know about you, how to find you, and then just one little tidbit about it, about you or about the market.
Okay, well, if you want to find me, you can find me on all social media. If you look me up at Maura McGraw, if you want to look up my investment company, it's called Duratus Properties, Duratus. And I guess my fun fact will be about the name of my company. So Duratus is a Latin word that means to endure. And maybe Tim and Jim might agree with this, but real estate investing is the long game. It's not get rich quick thing. It's the long and tried and true path to wealth. So I think endurance is an important principle to being a successful real estate investor. So that's why I named my company that. And I guess that would be my kind of parting piece of advice is really to be successful, you need to be kind of invested and committed to the long haul, just like these guys have done. The longer you do it, the better you'll get, and probably the bigger your wealth will grow.
Well, thank you, Maura, for coming. I see you got the memo. You got the right color today,
Yes.
The color of money. Hey, thank you, Maura. We look forward to coming back down. I think Tim's coming down next week, so we'll be running into you because we're going to look at some properties. We got a property coming open, so it's a busy time in Mobile. It's a busy time in Denver. And just to go back, we're a 12-month coaching and mentorship program. We teach you how to find it, fund it, fix it, flip it. And what we teach you here in Denver, the basics of what we teach you here, you can take it anywhere in the country and do the same thing. As long as you learn your neighborhood, you can just adjust your numbers. So come join us one of our classes. You can get in and sit on any class for free. It's our normal class. It's not a big sales pitch. You'll sit with our students. You'll get to hear how we present. Our classrooms is not a fancy room like this. It is houses that are going through active rehab. It could be in the pre-demo, the mid-demo, or to put it backstage. But come join us. And because you've listened to the whole podcast, if you sign up and you want to join our program, say, Jim, I want to save $1,500 on my mentorship, and we'll give you $1,500 off our mentorship. Tim, Maura, Cade behind the camera back there at Shoot Social Studios. It's a tongue twister. Thank you for having us, and we'll see you again soon on one of our future podcasts. You have a great day, and go get a deal.